Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make this martial arts website using Wix. It could be jiu-jitsu, it could be taekwondo, karate, any type of martial arts website. If you have all the content and images, you can make the website probably in a few hours, maybe less. If you're really quick, you could probably do it in an hour. So it has this top welcome section, and below that has your class and courses with description of each course, and below that has your schedule of all your courses, and then below that has an about your school. Then below there's a section about your team, which would include information about your instructors. And then below that is a news section where you could have blog posts with updates on your school. And then the final section is a contact us section where your users can contact you. And then there's a little map where they can find you. Also, the site is fully mobile responsive. So if I show you, pull up the Chrome emulator, put on an iPhone, refresh the page, you'll see it's fully responsive. It looks great on an iPhone. Has the mobile menu with all your sections. Everything is responded to the smaller screen. It looks great. Now you might be wondering why I'm recommending Wix over WordPress that we hear so much about. The main reason is that Wix is just way easier. If you have the content and images are already prepared, you could have your website up in a few hours, and maybe an hour if you're really quick. WordPress, on the other hand, could take you days or weeks to figure out. Also, one of the biggest downsides of WordPress is you have to constantly keep the software updated. There's WordPress itself, there's the theme, and then there's the plugins, and you have to keep all of those up to date. If you don't keep them up to date, your website is susceptible to hackers. Also, sometimes the three of those do not get along, and you can update them all and then they just don't work together, and it'll make your website look bad, or it can even cause your website to not even load. And it's not fun trying to figure those out. With Wix, you don't have to worry about the software. They maintain the software for you and keep it up to date. So all you have to do is worry about making your website. But basically, once you create your website, you can forget about it and go back to focusing on your business and your customers. By the way, if you're looking for a service to get more customers to your business, let me know. I'll provide some more info about that in the description. So I would only recommend WordPress to those that want to make a very customized website, something that has a feature that is not already provided by Wix or any other website builder. I think Wix is going to have the features that you need for just about any business. So it's going to be rare that you need to do something very customized. So that's the only time I would recommend using WordPress. Okay, so now let's get into making the website. So the first thing you're going to do is go to joespages.com/wix1. Then the first thing I want to do is I want to just go over the plans for a second. So you can run a Wix website for free, but there's a couple of downsides that I'll show you. So if we go back here to the demo site, you'll notice this is a free website, and at the top it has this banner that is advertising Wix. That's one downside. The other downside is you can't use a custom domain. So as you'll see up here, it has wixsite.com. So if you wanted to use, mydomain.com or whatever your domain is, if you wanted to use that, you can't do that with a free plan. You have to upgrade to a premium plan. So if we look at the premium plans, you'll see that the cheapest plan is $13 a month for this combo plan, and you connect it to your domain. You also get a free domain for 1 year, and then you get 2 gigabytes bandwidth and 3 gigabytes storage. The next plan, for $17 a month, you get unlimited bandwidth. I'm going to say that most people, 2 gigabytes is probably plenty, so I wouldn't worry about it. So probably this $13 a month plan would be sufficient. But also, it removes the Wix ads. So what I recommend is just sign up with the free plan, make your website, test it out, see if you like it, and then if you like it, then at that point, sign up for one of these plans. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is click this Get Started button. Then I'm assuming you don't have an account, so click this Sign Up link. And then enter your email address. Click Sign Up. Then click Let's Do It. And then it's going to walk you through a little wizard. So it's going to ask you some questions. Who do you want to create a website for? I would select myself. Have you created a website before? I'll say this is my first time. What kind of website do you need? I will select business. And then at this point, you have two options. You can do the ADI editor over here, or you can do the Wix editor where you choose a template. I highly recommend the ADI editor. It's really easy. The Wix editor on the right side here is more powerful. You can drag and move any of the elements in the page to anywhere you want. So it's more powerful. You can create just about any site, but with that extra power, makes it also a little trickier to do certain things. So the ADI is more restricted, but it just makes it really easy to make a website. It also has some artificial intelligence where it'll create the website kind of for you. So this tutorial is mainly going to be about using the ADI editor. I think it's the best option. You can create a really professional website with the least amount of time. But I'm going to show you the Wix editor just so you can have an idea of how the Wix editor works. So select Choose a Template. And then here you'll see their template directory. So what I recommend is up here in the upper right, just search for a template. So since this is the martial arts website, I'll search for martial arts. And they have this one that's really nice looking. So once you find one you like, you just hover over and click edit. And then that will open up after a bit. It'll open up the website editor. So once that loads, you'll get this little demo that you can watch. I'm just going to close that. So this is the Wix editor. You can see, so like there's this text here where I can drag it. I can just move this wherever I want. It's really cool, really easy to use. You can double click on the text and say Joe's School or Joe's Dojo. You can, it's really easy to change the text. You can highlight it. You can change the font size. There's all these different options you can do. You can change the font to something else. Whatever you like. You can change this background image. A lot of stuff you just kind of double click on anywhere. So I just double clicked, and that'll open up this little window where I can change the image to something else. So they have images they provide for you, media from Wix. So you can go in here and search for martial arts, or if you have your own, you can upload it. So let's go here, and I'll just change to this one just to demonstrate. And so now, boom, it's changed to that image. So it's really easy. I mean, everything is just draggable. But sometimes it can get a little tricky. For example, each one of these is a section. So, it's kind of like the demo. It's the welcome section, and then there's the about sections, some principles of the school, and there's the staff section, the contact us section. So it can get a little tricky when you want to do something different than what's in this template now. So for example, they call these a strip. As you can see right there, it says strip. I want to add a strip in here, right? So click add, and then go to strip, and they have these options you can choose. So you could just drag one in there. So I'll just select this one just for demonstration, and you kind of just drag it to where you want it. And then it's in there. Problem though is it's overlapping this now. So what you can do is you can just click this drag, and you can drag it down. Drag it down to where you want it. And there it is. But then there might be, it's okay, I guess it's okay. I think this had a little more space between it, so I want to drag it. So it can be a little tricky sometimes getting these sections to behave the way you want it. So say I want to, maybe I change my mind, I don't want this. I'm going to delete it. So I'll just right click and I'll go delete. So now it was deleted, but now we have the space here, right? So I need to make it look nice, I need to drag this up. But it's not working for some reason. So certain things are really easy in this editor, and certain things are not that easy. So yeah, so I'm having trouble getting this to go up for some reason. I can probably get this whole thing up, but I'm going to undo right here. Up here you can undo stuff. But I want this whole section to go up. So I could probably highlight both of these. And then let's see now if I can drag it up here. See, it's not selecting everything. So yeah, so let me see. Drag and hold everything. And then I think that's selected everything. Now drag it up. Ah, shoot. Let me try that again. So drag and hold, select everything. And then I'm going to click, pull this up. Okay. There we go. So we got it. So as you can see, it can be a little tricky to edit things depending on what you're doing. So that's one reason I recommend the ADI editor. It's just, you don't have to do this. It's all done for you, keeping the sections close together so the design looks nice. So I just kind of wanted to demonstrate to you how this editor is really nice. It's powerful. You can do whatever you want, but because it's so powerful, it's going to take more time to get your site to work the way you want. So that's why I recommend the ADI editor. So I'm just going to close this. You can mess around if you want, if you think this is what you want to do, if you want to use this editor. But I'm just going to close this and show you the ADI editor, which I recommend. So what you're going to do is we need to go back. So I'm just going to My Sites, and up the right, click Create New Site, and then it's going to go back through this wizard again. So just select Business, and then this time select the left side, the ADI editor. So start now. And then what type of business? I'm going to do Jiu-Jitsu. I like Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu school. And then click Next. And then it's going to ask you if you want to use any of these features. I'm not going to use bookings, paid plans, or chat, but you can do this if you want. You can allow people to book if you do bookings at your school. And people can book classes, or you can do paid plans where your users can pay for their memberships online. But those features, I believe, require a business plan, so that costs more money. So I'm just going to check all those and then go next. And then now it's going to ask you, what is your business name? For this example, I'm just calling it Rose City Jiu-Jitsu. And then if you have a website, you can enter that in. And also if you have a Google Places page, you can enter those in, and it'll, using artificial intelligence, it'll pull that information from those existing sources and make it faster to make your website. I don't have those, so I'm just gonna leave those blank, click next. And then here, you would enter your address, so I'm just gonna enter my fake address. And then phone, I'll just enter a fake phone in for this, but you can enter your real phone. And then enter your fax, and then if you have any social, Facebook, Instagram, you can enter those here. I don't have any, so I'm just gonna next. And then here it's gonna ask you to pick a theme. What I recommend doing is you can't get an idea of what they look like by selecting these, but if you hover over each one, it gives you a little on the right, gives you a little palette of what the colors would look like, but you can't see what your site looks like. So what I recommend is just choose this first one, and then later on I'm going to show you how you can see what your site will look like with each theme. A real example. So click continue. Next, it's going to ask you to pick a design. So just I don't know, look through them, see which one you like best. I like this first one, so I'm just gonna select the first one. Okay, so now it built our site, and you can see there's a welcome image. There's the courses section. There's a about section. Then there's a news, so you could have some blog posts about updates to your school, and then finally there's a get in touch, so your users can send you messages, and then a map of where you're located. So this editor is different than the Wix editor. It's more restrictive, so if I click on this text in the Wix editor, you would just edit it here. This editor, you edit it over here on the left side. So you could change this text to whatever, and then you have a subtitle. If there's this check, you can uncheck it and that'll hide it. You can change the image. So if I want to replace this with something else, replace, and then they have some recommended, or you can use images from Wix. There's also Shutterstock, which costs money, and there's Unsplash, which is a nice free source. And then if you have images from your own gym, click Site Files, and then Upload Media, and then Upload from Computer, and then you would find the file and upload it. I don't have any images from my computer, so I'll try Unsplash, search for Jiu-Jitsu, and then I think this is the image I use in the demo, so I'll just use that. And then voila, the image is updated. So that's how you update text and images. So any of these sections, though, you just click on it, and like this is the course section. So these are the courses. Each one of these is a list item that you could you can update. So say you want to change this to, you have a kids class, kids EJJ, and then I don't know, maybe you don't want the subtitle, but you want a course description, so you can add that. And if you want to change the image, you do the same thing as we did before, edit, replace. So that's how you can edit that. So I'm just going to close that. And then I'll show you how to change that theme. So if you go to design and then theme, I was going to show you this, how I recommend just clicking through here. If you click through each of these, it'll change the theme to a different one. And you kind of just click through here and see which one you like. It'll change the fonts and colors. Just kind of pick through here, go through. You can change the colors later. I can show you how to do that. I'm just gonna find one that matches my colors, which is kind of a reddish color. Let me try this one. Oh, yeah, I think it's the one I use, Spark. So yeah, I like that color, or like that theme. And then maybe you might not like the colors, so if you want to change the colors, if you go to Design and then Colors, you can change the colors. And they have these recommended palettes, which is nice because you can maybe find one that matches the colors of your school, and kind of just click on each and see how it changes. I'm just gonna go with the default, but if you wanna, you can also change the mode. You know, if you want a darker or you want to mix. I like the light. They have some color levels. You can kind of click and see how it changes. And then you can also, if you want to change the main color, click on that, and then you probably change the main color to match the main color of your gym. So yeah, you can change to any color you want, pretty much. I'm just gonna make it a darker red. And then they update the palettes to match your main color to make sure those colors go together. So it's all like part of the ADI, which is using some artificial intelligence to pick, you know, a color palette that matches, that go together, not some random colors. So next I'll show you how you can change the font. So you go to Design and then Fonts. And then here, so right now I believe it's using the Spark, the font that that goes with that theme. So, but if you want to use a different one, you can change it to one of the fonts of another theme. So let's see which one. I kind of like this font's kind of cool. And you'll see it'll change the fonts. So another thing I'm going to show you is this page design. So if you go to Design and then Page Designs, it'll optimize your layout based on what you like. Every time you change something on your website, it'll kind of optimize it to make it look better. So right now it optimized for this. And you'll see it changed my image. I was using this image, and I think maybe this one's darker, so maybe they thought that one, with their artificial intelligence, that one looked better. So you can select a design, you know, a different optimized page design if you like. One thing you have to be careful though is sometimes it can, like here, it's changing my image. You know, it'll change stuff, so you have to be a little careful to make sure it's not gonna, you know, change something you didn't want it to change. So I'm just gonna leave it. Next, I'll show you how you can add an animation, which is kind of cool. So if you go to Design and then Animations, you can add some kind of cool effects as you scroll. So it'll show you. So it's giving you a little example. Looks pretty cool. So I'll try fade. So yeah, as you scroll the page, let me try that one, fly. So I'll just preview it. So on the upper right here, you can preview your website, how it would look. And it won't be live until you click this publish button. So as I scroll, you can see it there's an effect, which is kind of cool. So yeah, those are animations. So the next thing I want to show you is how you can modify the header, because you're probably going to want to put in a logo. So So let me go back. So if you just click on the header here, and then it opens on the left, and then just check this by the logo, and then go edit and replace, and then you can either do an image or a shape. If you have your own logo, you can just select image, and then here replace, and then you go site files, and then upload media, and then upload from your computer, and you find the file on your computer. I don't have a logo, so I'm just going to do shape, and then replace, and then I can find a rose. The same one I used in the demo, and that adds the rows. And then I'm gonna go back, and I want to change the size, make it a little smaller to match the text. Oops. Oh yeah, that's better like that. So the logo matches the font. So that's how you change the logo. And then also, if you want to, you can change this menu. So click on that, you can rearrange stuff. Like on here, if you go over the left side, you can move it. But you probably won't need to match the order of the sections, but you can move the sections. So say this is about sections. Yeah, you want to move this up, so I'm going to move it up higher. So now they're rotated. So in that case, then I'll put the about right there. So that's how you modify the menu. So say you want to change this header menu, though. You can change the placement of where this menu goes. So select design, and then you can kind of scroll through. So maybe you want this the menu to be below and centered if you want that. There's different styles. So this one has a line. So there's no ones you can select. I'm just gonna go with the first one. I think the menu to the right is very modern looking. It's very simple, and a lot of websites do that. It looks very nice. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how you can change the layout of each section. So if you just click on the section and then go to section design here, it will give you some example layouts, layouts that are already created, and it has some recommended ones. And you can go here and you can select a different one. So let's see, I'll try this one, and then it'll just put it in there. So you can do that with any section. So like say click on this section, and then it shows you the different designs you can use. So you could like go with this one, and then that's it. As you can see, I think it's a lot easier than the Wix editor. The Wix editor, they have some templates, but this is just really easy because they have all these templates already created, and you just choose which ones you want and it adds it in, and you're done. So next, I'm going to show you how you can add a section. So go up here, add, and then add section to page. And then it has all these different types of sections, which is another really nice thing. The Wix editor has, similar stuff, but I think this has a lot more pre-made templates for the different sections. So I'm going to, I'll add a schedule section. So let's see, schedule, and then I'm just gonna drag that. So you can drag this wherever you want. I'll just put it up here. And then, you can hide that, and you can edit this. Oops. kids, let's say kids, EJJ. And then you have the description. And you could say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 p.m. And then you could add this, fundamentals, daily, 6 p.m. And so you can just edit each section for your school or gym. So that's how you add a section. So I think that's about it for all the things I want to show you. As you can see, the editor is very easy to use. You basically just click wherever you want to add, and you can edit on the left side. Everything's very user-friendly and simple. I created this website in maybe 20-30 minutes. If you have all doesn't have the content, but if it had all the content ready, I could have the site up in an hour. The last thing I want to show you though is how to edit in mobile. So up here on the top, right now it's in desktop. You select mobile, it'll give you a mobile view, and you just want to check in here. It should look fine without any changes, but you want to go in here and view it as a mobile and make sure it looks good. If it doesn't, you can edit here. You could change the image for mobile here. For example, say if you want to change this to be different on mobile. But it looks good to me. So actually, the last thing I want to show you is how you can publish your website. So right now it's not published, so people on the internet can't access your website. So to publish it so people can access it, go to up here on the right, click publish, and then it's going to ask you what you want to call it using the free domain. So you can change this to whatever you want, and then click publish and continue, and then it's live. So click this view site, and you can view your site, and anywhere in the world can view your site. So it's pretty cool. So that concludes this video on how to make a website, a martial arts website using Wix. If you have any questions, please post in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. If you like the video, please subscribe, and please like the video. Thank you very much.